Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Unit 4 through 7A final review video number 2. Let's go ahead and get started. So it says, which of the following equations has the graph shown in standard XY coordinate plane? So pretty much, which one of those equations is that graph? Now, before you even get started at worrying about what any of this information is, right away, I know that this graph is positive because it is rising, okay? Which means my slope has to be positive, okay? Number A has a negative slope, and D has a negative slope. Okay, have we done any math yet? No. Another thing we can do right away is let's look at the y-intercept, okay? The y-intercept right there, that's at -1, -2, -3. So B equals -3. See, look at that. We didn't even do any math and we got the answer right, okay? Now, if you wanted to look at the slope is 2 over 1. So when you put those two things together, you do get the answer of C, okay? All right, 14. Which of the following expresses 2x minus 6y equals -12 in slope-intercept form, okay? Remember that slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Subtract the 2x because we're going to solve for y. Remember as I wrote 12 or 10, those are different, okay? The -12 and the -2x, you can't combine those things. Let's divide by -6. You're going to have to reduce that fraction. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. 2 over 6, you can divide that by 2 and you get 1/3. And -12 divided by -6 is a positive 2. So now you just mention 1/3 x plus 2, and you get D. Okay, what is the slope-intercept equation for the line with a slope of 3.7 and goes to the point 14, -2? Now, for this we have to use point slope. Okay, the reason we do that is because they gave us the point and they gave us the slope. So you fill in the information, the x where the x goes, the y where the y goes, and then plug in your slope. Okay? So you get y plus 2. You need to distribute the 3/7, and then 3 over 7 times 14, you end up getting -6. Okay? Keep solving. Y equals 3 over 7x minus 8, which is C. Now, make sure you know that formula, okay? It's called the point slope, okay? You will need to use that on the final. Okay, write a slope-intercept equation of the line through the points 2, 6, and 3, 1. Ugh. How the heck do we do that? They give us 2 points, but they don't give us a slope. So what we have to do is find the slope using the equation, and then plug into the y minus. Okay, so there's 2 different things we have to do here. Step 1, slope. Y's go on top. x's go in the bottom. So 6 minus 1, 2 minus 3. 6 minus 1 is 5. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So slope, your final answer is negative 5. Okay? And now you can pick either point. It doesn't matter which one you do. Okay? I'm going to do 3, 1 because I'm lazy and I like smaller numbers. Okay? So y minus equals x minus. Remember that you need to plug in the slope and then your other information. Okay? So y minus 1 equals, distribute that, negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15. Add the 1 to cancel. Y equals negative 5x plus 16, which is B. Okay, which of the following equation has the graph shown below? Now, we've talked about horizontal and vertical lines. This is a vertical line. Vertical lines are always x equals, okay? So I'm going to cross out those two, because I know they're not right. Now, let's look to see where it crosses right there. And that crosses at negative 2, so x equals negative 2. 18, which equation is not in standard form? So standard form was the ax plus by equals c. That's where we had all of the different rules where x and y on the same side, no fractions or decimals was a rule, and the other one was the a had to be positive. Okay, so a, the first one, ax plus by equals c, that's how all that works out. X and y are on the same side, there are no fractions, and a is positive, okay? So that is in standard form, because we want ones that are not. B, A, B, C, A and B are on the same side. That looks pretty good to me. A, B, C, oh wait, are the X and Y on the same side? No, okay? So that's your answer. Number 19 is a favorite. This one will be on your final, not this exact problem, but one very similar to it. So what we have to do, it tells us right there, graph the line. So our slope is negative 2 over 3, and we start at 0, 2. So it's 0, 2, I'm going to draw my dot. Now, I have to go, following the slope, it tells me to fall 2 into the right 3. If you want to keep going, you can, but right away, that first point, that's what you hit, okay? So C is the right answer. Number 20, which equation represents a line that is parallel to y equals 3x plus 1 and contains the point 0, 2? So, some keywords. Parallel. Same slope. The m has to be 3. Good. 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 All right. Now, pay really close attention to this. That it's your y-intercept because it's already in y-intercept form. Okay, so b equals 2. Is that a positive 2 or a negative 2? It's a positive 2. Okay, so the correct answer is A. Now, if you really wanted to, you could go into slope-intercept form, or the point-slope form, I mean, multiply that out, and you get the right answer. Okay? The starting temperature of a town is 82 degrees. The temperature rises 3 degrees per hour, which contains the given temperature, y, in terms of the hours, x. Okay, so 82, that's where we're starting at. Rises 3 degrees per hour. Per, if we remember, means multiplication. Okay, so your temperature is going to equal 3 degrees per hour, and we're starting at 82. Okay, now when you look at these real quick, all of them had 3 as your slope, but this had negative 3. If it's negative, that means it's dropping. Okay, it's not dropping, the temperature is rising. Okay, and since we're starting at a positive 82 degrees, that's where it starts. Okay, it's very important that we read all of the information. I know reading's not one of our favorite things to do. Okay, Rosa has a starting balance of $632. Okay, so that's how much she starts with. She starts with it. It's positive. Now, she withdraws and spends $15 per week. Okay, that's that multiplication again. Now, if she's withdrawing it, is she adding money or is she taking money away? She's taking money away. All right, so even if you just figured out the slope, there's only one of these that has negative 15 as your slope. So if you can just get that one piece of information, you're starting off pretty good. Write an equation in point-slope form for the line that goes through 2, -5, and has a slope of 3/4. Hopefully this won't be too bad because we've already done a couple of point-slope problems, okay? Just know which one's your x, which one's your y, and where your slope goes. All of these have the slope in the right spot, so we can't cancel those out. Now, the -5 comes here. 2 negatives make a positive, and there's the x, okay? So flipping through, that's negative. That's a 2. 2 doesn't go there. 5, okay, that could be it. Correct answer, C. Okay, we're going to go through a couple more. Below is an equation that represents gym progress in weightlifting over a certain amount of days. If the y represents the pounds he can lift, and x is the days, so y is the pounds, x is the days, how many can lift after 60 days? So that's our x. Y equals, plug in 60. You guys can solve the rest of this. What's the answer? Good. Number 25, using the same equation. Okay, so we're using the same equation. I'm just going to write it down real quick. When would he be able to lift 150 pounds? Okay, and pounds is y. You guys can solve this equation. Subtract the 50 to both sides. 100 equals x. So that's how many days it would be. Okay? Let's do one more. And then we'll call it a video. Which symbol makes -10 blank -1 true? Okay. Looking at your symbols, you got to remember what those mean and C, they're not equal, and multiplying, that doesn't make even sense. Okay, so no, one means less than, and the other is greater than. If you need to make a number line for this, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's -5, there's -10, okay? So -10, -1. We can see the visual. When you move to the left, the numbers are smaller. So -10 is less than A, or less than -1, okay? Well, that's going to be it for Algebra 1, Unit 4. Units 4 through 7A final review. This was video number 2. If you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself, because we would love to help you out. Thanks for watching, guys.